Hello. How are you guys? Wow, I guess it's been playing for about a minute. Okay. Well, that's strange. I didn't know that YouTube would... Oh, well, whatever. Anyway, hey. I'm on my laptop. I just got a new laptop, technically 2 days ago, but I didn't unbox it until yesterday. And then the transfer rate from the files from my desktop to the laptop were like super slow. I wasn't expecting that. So, hey, I'm here today. Don't quite have Photoshop working yet. It's the Photoshop I have is like Photoshop Elements 12. So they have like 8 more versions since the one I have. So it took me a while to just find an older version of it so I don't have to pay for it anymore, because I don't do like super fancy editing or anything like that. A lot of it is just copy paste, use a magic wand, add some lettering. I might change some colors like hues and stuff like that, but yeah, just simple stuff. So, but then the program I used to video edit is called Wondershare. I guess they have a new program now called, what's it called? I forget what it's called. I should. Wondershare Filmora 9. So I installed a trial version of that just to see what it's like, and I haven't played around with it yet. Anyway, so Disney was weird. I went at the beginning of last month. I put some videos on the page and then I made them hidden. If you guys really want to watch them, I can make them visible again, but I hid them just because it's not a Disney channel. It's a supposedly this is supposed to be a Reddit reading channel, reading Reddit stories, but obviously I haven't done that in a while. Not that I'm gonna stop doing it or anything. That's why I bought the laptop, just to make it easier for me to actually edit videos, because my PC it's a pain in the butt for reasons. We'll just say reasons. You may be hearing me differently. I'm using a headset microphone today. I don't have everything set up on my laptop, but I'm like, well, it's not like I'm making a video. I'm just doing a live stream just to kind of update people. So, yeah, if I sound weird, that's why. And also because I'm weird. So Disney. Went to Disney beginning of last month. Went by myself. Went for five nights? Yeah. 5 nights in Disney by yourself. So I'll kind of go over the trip a little bit about what happened, what I did. So day one, I have Mom drop me off at a train station so I could take the train up to the airport, up to Salt Lake City International Airport. I get on my flight, get down to Long Beach, taken from Long Beach Airport to my hotel, and then from my hotel, I took a shuttle to Disneyland. I decided I was going to buy myself an annual pass down in Disneyland this time around, so that's what I did. I just went to the gate, bought my pass, and I had reservations to make my own lightsaber down at Savvy's workshop in the new Star Wars Galaxy Edge part of Disneyland. But when I finally got to the main gates in Disney, my appointment was at 6:45, my reservation anyway, to make the lightsaber. And I took the 6 o'clock shuttle from the hotel to Disneyland. Went and got my tickets and everything. And then I looked down at my phone and I realized I had 15 minutes to get from one end of the park to the other end. So here I am. I haven't been to Disneyland in a couple of years. For a couple of years anyway, a few years. And I had to make a mad dash from one end of the park to the other end. So I just bypassed Main Street, the riverboat, all that fun stuff. I didn't give it a chance to enjoy any of it. Just made a mad dash to Savvy's workshop and managed to make it there on time. So went and got my lightsaber. After the lightsaber, I had a reservation for the what was it called? The what is it called? The Cantina. Yeah, that's what it is. The Cantina there at Star Wars Land, Galaxy's Edge. And that was fun. You walk in, and it reminds you of the bar scene or the Cantina scene in Star Wars A New Hope. I mean, it looked a lot cleaner because it's Disneyland and it's not full of these scum and villainy. Went there and I got myself a couple of drinks and a snack mix. The snack mix was kind of underwhelming. It was basically like an Oriental snack mix, but they added some new things that I'm assuming they made there at the park. Like one thing was like it was almost like it was like almost like astronaut ice cream chocolate pieces and stuff like that were mixed into it, which were pretty good. And some other like chip looking pieces with different flavors on them. And then I got a couple of drinks, one of them which was called the Nub Nub, which came in a glass, a tiki glass that depicted the Endor battle scene in Return of the Jedi. So it had a picture of all these Ewoks on them, like in primitive depictions. So it looked like basically like little childlike drawings of like X-Wings and stuff like that. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It was expensive though. It was like $45 for this drink and the souvenir mug. Ugh. Thanks, Disney. Anyway, let's see. So, after that, my legs started hurting. Like, pretty bad. It felt like I was getting shin splints. Like I'm at one end of the park and I feel like I have shin splints, so it hurt. It really did hurt to walk. Like I could walk like 200 feet and then I'd have to like stop for a minute, rest my legs, and then walk another 200 feet. And I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? The only thing I could think of is that at that point, the only thing I could think of was I was dehydrated because the more I had an energy drink with breakfast, a coffee drink before the airplane ride. So there I am already with caffeine. And then on the flight to Long Beach, I had tomato juice, which is salty. And then I didn't really have, when I got to the hotel, I bought some Gatorade, and I drank about 12 ounces of Gatorade. And then I went to the cantina, and I had a couple of drinks with alcohol. Shin splints. It's probably because I'm dehydrated. So I was pretty miserable, so I just I went to... Oh, where did I go? I don't think I rode any rides on the way back. Because it was, at that point, it was like 8 o'clock and everything was busy. Like the line for the Haunted Mansion was like over an hour long. No, I think I went on the Pinocchio Daring Adventure because the line for that was like 5 minutes. I'm like, alright, well, I'm here. I can sit on this for 5 minutes. So I did that. And then on the way out, I just kind of checked out Main Street. Oh no, what I did was I started doing pin trading. Like these like enamel pins. I went to the Western Trading Company over there in Frontier Town. And bought myself... I brought a lanyard from home. But I bought myself like a pin pack and I started doing some pin trading, which was pretty fun. And I think that's all I did. I did all the pin trading and I saw that the shuttle was about there and I'm like, I'm already tired from the traveling. I got my lightsaber. I didn't want to have to carry a bunch of crap around, so I just went back to the room. Drank a lot of Gatorade to try to help, if that was the case, dehydration. So the next day I wake up, I feel pretty good. Take a shower, get ready, get on the shuttle to the park. And I make my way over to Star Tours. That was the first ride I went on. Star Tours is underrated. I think it's a really cool ride. And there's never really too much of a line over there. After Star Tours, I went on Space Mountain twice. Because they have, on a lot of the rides they have there, they have a single rider line, which means you could basically bypass the main line if you're just a single rider. You can, like, they'll just put you in with random people, but you get to bypass most of the line. So I was literally able to go to Space Mountain, waiting 10 minutes, got on the ride, turned around, went back in the line, 10 minutes, got back on the ride. I was like, oh, this is pretty awesome. I'm like, I don't want to spend all day on Space Mountain. After a couple of times, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this for now. Started making my way over. I wanted to go to the Haunted Mansion, but I went to the Matterhorn because it's kind of on the way from what do you call it? The Space Mountain to the Matterhorn. It's kind of a direct shot. And again, I only waited in line for like 15 minutes to get on the Matterhorn because it's a single rider line. Then I got off that and I started making my way over to the Haunted Mansion and I started getting those shin splints again. Like, what the heck? I did drink a lot of water and I couldn't figure it out. Come to find out, I didn't figure this out until like a week or two ago that, oh, you know what? It was probably the sandals I was wearing because they were new sandals. I just bought them for the trip. I didn't break them in. And whatever I do, like I walk around a lot at work, walk around other places, and I never get those shin splints. But I wear those sandals and they're not broken in yet. And I can feel my legs starting to tighten up when I wear them. So, long story short, a lot of the trip was ruined because of those sandals. If I wore like crappy shoes, I would have been all over in the park. But anyway, after the Matterhorn, I went and stood in line at the Haunted Mansion just because it was a nice rest for my legs. So I didn't mind waiting in line. Did that a couple of times. Went through Galaxy's Edge in the daytime, walked around there, rode on the Smuggler's Run, which was the Millennium Falcon ride that's there, and that's pretty fun. The downside to that, though, is that single rider line, cool. The hour-long wait for the ride, I only have to wait like 15 minutes, which is awesome. But then you realize you have to get paired up with a bunch of random people, which could be good, could be bad. But the first couple of times I rode on the ride, it was pretty fine. Because how the ride is, it's basically Star Tours, where it's a motion video ride, kind of roller coaster simulation. But it's this one's interactive. where you have two pilots. One controls left and right, one controls up and down. You have two gunners, which shoot, gunners. And then two engineers, which repair the damage from the pilots not knowing how to steer the plane, or not the plane, the ship. So, if people know what they're doing, it's great. But the last time I went on the ride, I went with a family that didn't speak. I think the dad was the only one that spoke English, and no one knew what they were doing. We had two little kids. They couldn't be older than 7 as pilots, and oh my goodness, we just crashed everywhere. The gunners, you literally just have to hit a button. You just hit one button, and it lights up. You're like in a dark cockpit, and it's flashing neon green at you. And these two people were just like looking at the screen, not paying attention. I had to tap the lady on the shoulder. I'm like, and I just pointed to the button, and she's like, oh, and she started hitting. I'm like, ah, jeez. So your experience can vary depending on who you go with. Yeah. Hey, Bridget. Welcome to the chat. Do I sound... how do I sound? Because this is a new setup, and I haven't figured it out yet. Anyway, so I went through Galaxy's Edge, and then my legs started hurting again. I went and sat down, got something to eat, and then progressively the next day I went to California Adventure. I barely made my way over to where the Guardians of the Galaxy ride was, and I managed to ride it once because it was an hour wait, and I'm like, ugh, I need to wait in line. It's fine, my legs hurt. So yeah, most of the trip was me just like, and my legs dying, me like hobbling to the next point. Eventually, on the last full day I had there, I just stayed in the room, ordered some DoorDash, sat there like a slug, watching TV all day. Because my legs, I didn't figure it out that it was the sandals I was wearing. I couldn't figure it out because, I'm not saying by any means I'm healthy, but I mean, I walked less than a mile. I just started dying. I'm like, that's not right. Anyway, so Disneyland was a good experience, but it would have been a lot better if I just wore a crappy pair of shoes. But Mom and I are going back. I'm taking Mom with me at the beginning of December, and I wanted to get, this laptop for a few reasons, but one of them was so I could have a computer down with me, California, or I was about to say in California Adventure, but that doesn't make any sense. But down in California, so I could do updates and stuff like that when I'm down there, because the whole vacation kind of threw me off. When I got back, I went back to work and I felt fine, but the next day I was sick, and I was sick for like 4 or 5 days. I called in sick one of those days, but I worked through the rest of them. And my brother's like, oh yeah, you went to Disneyland? Well, you're going to get sick. I'm like, oh. Well, I guess, yeah, that makes sense. You're down there with thousands of random people touching everything, and they're probably sick. You hear all these measles outbreaks that happen down there, but I didn't think about it, but yeah, I got sick from going down in Disneyland, and that set me out for a few days. And then when I finally got back up and running, I did those 3 Spooktober videos, which came out about once every week. So lazy. That's the reason why I decided to get the laptop. I'm like, I gotta make it easy for me to be able to just sit and work, and not have to worry about like setting my computer back up, because again, it's a pain. But now I'm just sitting here in bed, lights off. It's nice and cozy. It gets pretty cold here in winter, so I knew if I sat at there'd be no way I'd be able to sit at my keyboard and my computer trying to make videos, I'd be just freezing my ass off. So yeah, got a laptop. I'm still, I mean, I think I figured out Photoshop, what I need to do to get that running, but I downloaded it, and long story short, I had my, well, there's no, well, that was strange. I guess I disconnected there for a second. That's weird. I've never before during the doing a stream, so that's unusual, but hey, it happened. Anyway, gonna continue on doing the I'll probably do a Vax Happen video tomorrow, because it's getting to that time of year to vaccinate your damn kids. So I'll probably start off by doing that, and then I don't know, probably I don't know, I have no idea. But anyway, hey Bridget, thanks for coming in, thanks for watching. Thanks for staying with me, because, you know, with just posting like 3 videos in a month, and even before then it was kind of sparse. But really thank you for staying with me. So yeah, I should be pumping out some more videos soon, but I got sick, and then I got lazy, and then I got a new computer, so I shelled out $650 for this thing. Should be able to do them more often. That's the plan. I may be kidding myself though. Whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna end this now. I'm gonna be streaming on my Twitch channel here in a second. Just trying that out, see how it goes. So anyway, thanks for joining me. I would say if you like what you saw, hit that like button, share, subscribe, that sort of thing, but I don't know, I don't deserve that yet. Let me get a few more videos under my belt, and then you can do all that funny fancy stuff. But I appreciate people that have stayed with me while I've been lazy. More videos are going to be coming out, so anywho, I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, later kids.